All right, let's talk growth. So you've got your first short-term rental dialed in. The reviews are glowing, you know the ins and outs, but you've got that feeling, right? That this is more than just a side hustle. Well, you're right. This is the blueprint for taking that one property and turning it into a real, scalable business that works for you, not the other way around. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How do you go from 1 to 5 to 50 properties without completely burning out or creating a monster that just eats up all your time? Well, the answer isn't some big secret. It's about a shift in thinking. You've got to stop thinking like a host and start thinking like an architect. We're not just managing a property, we're designing a business. And hey, every great construction project needs a solid plan. So here's our blueprint for this session. We're going to start with the foundation, the architect's mindset. Then we'll draft the operational blueprint itself. After that, we'll talk about assembling your expert team, then strategic portfolio expansion, and we'll wrap it all up with a concrete 12-month scaling plan. Okay, first things first. Before you lay a single brick, before you even look at another property, we have to get the mindset right. This is the absolute foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. It's all about making that critical shift from being a hands-on host to a strategic operator. So take a look at this and be honest with yourself. Which column are you in right now? The host is always in reactive mode, putting out fires, doing everything themselves. You know the drill. If you take a vacation, the business stops. The operator, on the other hand, builds systems to prevent the fires in the first place. They delegate. They build a business that runs whether they're there or not. Making this mental leap is absolutely the first and most important step to scaling. So how do you actually make that shift? You use this framework. It's simple, but it is so powerful. Your time is the #1 thing holding you back from growing. To get more of it, you do 3 things in this order. First, you eliminate any task that isn't adding real value. Just stop doing it. Second, you automate everything you possibly can. Let technology do the heavy lifting. And finally, whatever's left, you delegate to experts. This is how you buy back your time to focus on the big picture. Okay, with that operator mindset locked in, now it's time to actually draft the plans. We're moving from the why to the how. This section is all about designing the core operating system that will run your entire portfolio. And the bedrock of that blueprint? It's your SOPs, your standard operating procedures. Don't let the name fool you. This isn't boring corporate stuff. Think of SOPs as the detailed schematics for every single important task in your business. A 5-star cleaning isn't luck. It's a perfectly written SOP that your team can execute flawlessly every single time, whether it's for property number 2 or property number 20. And here are the systems you absolutely have to build SOPs for before you even think about scaling. These are your non-negotiables, from guest messaging to pricing strategy. Think of these as the load-bearing walls of your business. If any one of them is weak, the entire structure is unstable. You've got to get these documented and standardized. And this is where the magic happens. This is how all those systems talk to each other. Your property management system, or PMS, becomes the brain of the operation. So look at this. A new booking comes in, and it sets off this perfect automated chain reaction. Messages go out, the cleaning is automatically scheduled, a unique code for the smart lock is generated. All of it happens instantly, without you lifting a finger. This is the engine of a truly scalable business. Now let's be real. No amazing building was ever constructed by just one person. Your systems and your SOPs are the plans, but you need a skilled crew to bring those plans to life. So the next critical piece of our blueprint is putting together that expert team. Just let that one sink in for a minute. Once you get past a handful of properties, if you are still trying to do everything yourself, you are the single biggest thing holding your business back. It's not a lack of opportunity, it's you. Growth becomes physically impossible until you learn to trust a team and get out of your own way. So who do you hire first? These are your big 3, your foundational pillars. Amazing, reliable cleaners are the absolute bedrock of a 5-star guest experience. A sharp virtual assistant is like your remote air traffic controller, handling all the guest communication and admin work. And a solid go-to maintenance tech, they save you from bad reviews by fixing small problems fast. Every single one of these hires buys back your most precious asset, your time. So how do you make sure you hire the right people? Use data, not just a gut feeling. A simple tool like this hiring scorecard is a total game changer. It forces you to be objective. You can rank candidates on the things that actually matter for scaling, Like, are they reliable? And can they follow a checklist? This is how you build a professional, dependable team.
Okay, check it out. You've got the mindset. You've built an operational engine. You've got your core team in place. You've built this incredible machine. Now, where do you aim it? Expansion can't be random. It has to be strategic. You need to use data to find solid ground before you decide to build.
And this matrix is your guide for doing just that. This takes all the emotion out of a massive decision. Before you even start looking at listings, you run the market through this filter. Does it hit your minimum for occupancy? Is the revenue potential in the top tier? Are the local rules on your side? This simple checklist can save you from making a huge, catastrophic mistake by expanding into a weak or even hostile market. And out of all those metrics, the most important one, the one the pros focus on, is RevPAR, revenue per available room. Why? Because look, a super high nightly rate doesn't mean a thing if your place is empty half the month. And being booked 100% of the time doesn't matter if you're charging pennies. RevPAR blends your rate and your occupancy into one beautiful number that tells you the true financial health of a market. This is your North Star metric. All right, we've covered the mindset, the systems, the team, and the strategy. This is the final section. This is where we put all those pieces together and draft the final schematic, your actionable, step-by-step roadmap for the next 12 months. A vague dream of growing isn't a plan. A real plan has these 4 parts, and they are specific. How many new properties exactly? Who do you need to hire to support that growth, and when are you hiring them? Which specific data-approved markets are you targeting? And what are the hard revenue numbers you're aiming for? This turns I want to scale into a real, tangible project. So there you have it, the complete blueprint. You know the mindset you need, the systems to build, the team to assemble, and the strategy to expand. But you know what? A blueprint is just a piece of paper until the construction starts. So the only question left is, what's the first brick you're going to lay? Are you going to go document your cleaning SOP? Are you going to post that job for a VA? Or are you going to run the data on that new market you've been eyeing? Pick one thing and start building.